Boom! Let's Be Honest podcast, maddest podcast, baddest podcast, never the saddest podcast. And today, we're there with a representative from the Jamaican Premier League, Mr. Owen Hill. Wagwan.
Blessings and honor, my G.
Respect. And before we start, people, I have to give you some credit. And I might give you some tickets to the finals too. But first, I'll give you some credit from ding.com. And you get up to $15 for every $20 and up purchase when you use the code LBH75. And if the code now work, just DM me. I'll respond to you. I mean, link. I'm going to say ding, but not ding dang rivers. Football. Jamaica Premier League finals.
Yeah,
who are the
finals?
finals? Super finals.
Yeah,
so we have Cavaliers.
That is important.
Right?
Cavalier and Mount Pleasant.
Oh, Mount Pleasant. Oh, my God.
Man. You want Mobile in the final?
You know, Mobile I'm a place, though. Mobile I'm a place. Believe. Big up Pier 1. Big up London. I love Mobile. Mobile I'm a place.
Yeah.
And Cavaliers are them second year consecutively in the finals?
No, third.
Third, okay.
Yeah, they've been to the finals in the last 3 years. One of the more consecutive or consistent teams over the last 6 years, I would say. One lost, looking to win again. I guess, they would have been the Caribbean champions. Go all the way, go play Inter Miami in the Champions Cup.
Bring Messi at Jamaica.
Bring Messi at Jamaica and the whole Inter Miami. Can't remember as far as it come to.
Yeah, and Jordi Alba.
So
Sergio Biscuits.
There you go. Biscuits or Busquets?
No, man. Who get it, man. Who get it. Is it me?
Yeah, but two top teams. I would say the best in the Caribbean. The best two teams right now in the Caribbean. And they're locking horns again. So the finals is a three-peat or a trilogy. It's these two teams for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So
question now. Like, before we start recording, they tell us that music on matches all the time.
Correct.
With a Tivoli, with a Arnett. As a matter of fact, there was a player from Arnett.
Right.
His barber was my brother. I think him name Kunta Kente, one defender.
Kunta.
Yeah.
I want to tell you that Kunta actually is now at Mount Pleasant. Gerald Neal. He's a defender. Yeah. It was a real hard-nosed defender.
He's a defender now?
No. Back then.
Okay. Come here, I can't know.
No, back then when he do him thing, I play for Arnett, one of the more known players. He was a defender. And I'm saying he is now the equipment manager for Mount Pleasant.
Okay. So look at that. And him brother probably gonna watch it or him himself, because I tell you, he was my boy, I say, love football, I used to have an ugly park, but them time though, but I gotta even though I would have said the atmosphere was better back then, it could have got left.
No, for sure. Because
Buckle you to fling, it could have got left.
Because and let me tell you why. Because I used to watch it similarly, and there were instances when, game had to be played behind closed doors kind of vibe, because it was really hard-nosed and raw, I would say. I chalk that down just to passion. There was a passion, still a passion between rival communities.
Like some River Plate.
Boca Joe. You know the thing goes. So when you find, it happens all over the world, really. If you watch Argentina versus Colombia,
even
or
La Liga, you name it.
Uruguay versus Chile, them man, they take it real serious. So back then it was rival between communities. So when you look at the history, there's still the rivalry now. But again, times have been a little bit more civilized, and then more rules coming out of the game. So if you are a fan and say you support Waterhouse for argument's sake, and you got a game and you're going out with nonsense,
Waterhouse can be penalized.
Waterhouse will be penalized. So right away now, the onus is on you, the fan, but also the club, to make sure that we, reason with our community and make them know, say, sometimes you might not get the calls, or you might feel away, but you have to stay respectful to the game itself, because that not have no place in the game.
Yeah.
You get me? You go there for watch football, some things might go against you, but the truth is, football must be the winner at the end of the day.
Naturally.
Yeah, man.
So, what about the turnout now?
Yeah.
How, because there was a dip.
Yes, man.
But now we see like it a come back.
Rise.
Yeah, pause. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll get what I said though. Right? Yeah. We not did it right now. We have to make sure.
All right, it's on the increase.
Yeah, we work with that. like what strategies do not have now if I get out the people? Because one thing, sometimes I always hear people say, "Oh, track and field is the number one sport in Jamaica." No, Jamaica is more successful in track and field, but football is the number one sport.
Yeah, man, without a doubt.
So when we say like a full house for Leon and Messi, which again, this is one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
We're not gonna say we'll say it all the while, but how can we match that?
It's gonna be difficult, but again, I mean, I'm telling you, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So the truth is, culture play an important role in all of what we talk about. Historically, if you look at when we qualified for the '98 World Cup, people used to travel from the Grill, Montego Bay, the western end of the island, to come to the National Stadium to watch a game, sometimes at 12 midday. Because again, that was the strategy back then. Get the man, get the man them in some sonat and beat them out. And so I'm saying to you that is a cultural thing. We generally, I would say we like international things. And at the same time, the ecosystem is not as built out. So if you go to the stadium right now at 12, then you're not going to sit down on the bleachers because it's extremely hot. Right? And then the grandstand don't facilitate as many people as
possible. The grandstand is not full shade.
No.
It's some shade.
So I'm saying to you, culture plays an important role. The quality also plays an important role in seeing the numbers. Because if you go in there to see star players, so if Leon Bailey, for argument's sake, was playing, then you find a lot of people just want to go and watch.
But would Leon Bailey be Leon Bailey if he was playing in the Premier League?
That's the question. So what we're trying to do is to want to improve the talent and make sure that when you get the opportunity to play, you show your skills. And then 2, get people excited about the actual league itself. Because if you're not excited, then you're not going to go. You have choices. I mean, would you rather go to a bar? Would you rather watch Champions League on your TV or go to a football game to support Arnett or Mount Pleasant? Oftentimes, you're going to choose the first 2. Right?
I want to put another one, Manning Cup.
Or Manning Cup, because again, that's a total different ball game. You're connected to the school rather than the quality of the play. And not necessarily the football upon the field you go. You used to go to school, or you want to go to school, or you currently go to school. So them little thing, they play an important role. And then now, back then we used to have a whole heap of stars.
Jeremy and you. I mean, the last star I can say on top of my head was Tuffy.
and the JPL, or at the time it was the National Premier League, made Tuffy into a star. So before that, he was just a regular player just trying to break in. Because him come from Waterhouse and play for a community-centric team, and you don't know, he's a crowd favorite and him do things to excite the crowd. After a while, him get so popular that even the national team him have to end up playing. Right? And he was scoring goals too. So it's not like it's just a hype thing. Him actually deliver up on the field. What we are trying to say is the man them need for deliver up on the field and we need for hype it up. Which is what we are trying to do. We are trying to hype it up. We're building the system around it. But them no, we can't kick the ball out of the net. We can make sure say 10 passes are made or whatever it is. But I must tell you that for the last 3-4 years, you see that getting better and better. The quality is improving.
Especially with the playoffs.
There you go. And the reason for that, I can tell you, is the surface, the environment. So you're playing on better surfaces, which again is really one of the challenges that we're having. You don't have good football fields across the country. So week in, week out, you're not going to get the good quality games all the time. However, you put them down at Sabina, you put them down at Mobay, you put them at Arnett, you're going to get a good game. I mean, if you look at the JPL this season and the type of goals that were scored by the players across the league, it was insane, you know? And that come down to the talent that exists, because we have some good talent right now. We're just trying to give them more exposure. And once them get exposed and opportunity, sky's the limit. Look at Kaim Dixon. Less than 2-3 months in.
Yeah, and he's a youngster.
And that's what I'm saying. The truth is, we want that conveyor belt to always be there. So, if you finish playing Manning Cup or the Costa Cup, right in at the JPL.
What do I look for?
Man, no.
My bit of oil, I'm gonna lose
Which
it.
one?
Simultaneously.
No,
Yeah.
no. All right. So I'm saying simultaneously because you can't after the schoolboy season. So schoolboys September to December. Premier League run concurrently. So after schoolboy, make sure you're playing at the Prem, and after the Prem done, you're supposed to look for dip.
So you know, as one of the organizers for the Jamaican Premier League, outside scouts are they coming to look at the Prem? Because we don't say Manning Cup for sure. No people are get scholarships.
Right.
We see even Whisper out the gate go straight to Chelsea.
Correct.
You know, are they linking the Premier League for say we want talents from Jamaica?
I must tell you, Jay, I have seen an improvement in that. When we just started, it was very difficult. Why? Because when they would come, the talent sometimes is not at the level that they need it. Because remember now, this is pro. At the high school level is amateur same way. So scholarships, I'm gonna look for a strong black Jamaican who are gonna come turn up him team and whatever that is, and it works out. And it's all over the United States, Canada, wherever. In the pro, you have to provide immediate return on investments. So what that means is if I come and I offer you a contract, you have to come in and start score goal.
Yeah.
You have to come in and start defend. So to answer your question in a more direct way, yes, we're seeing an improvement, but it's still not where it needs to be. Why? Because at the end of the day, it requires some more, polishing. Luckily for us, we have television, and what that means is when you're recording the games, I'm now able to send you a game as a scout without you coming to the country. So you have scouts across the world. We can send you the games. We can upload the film. So you can see a player. So if I say, so I have the big forward in Jamaica named Warner Brown and him hot, I'm going to say, yeah, man, Warner Brown, all right, send me some clips, send me some films, because sports is science-driven now. It's data. So you got to tell a man, say, yeah, man, the ball are good. And then I'm going to say, well, how much goal him score per game? What is his goal-to-game ratio? What is his statistics?
Yeah.
So those are the things that scouts want to see. And at the end of the day, we are getting better at it. Mount Pleasant just introduced an entire GIS system with a partnership that they have, which literally is helping them to track player growth, statistically, and making sure that, there's no burnout, there's that kind of thing. So we're getting better at it. Are we where we need to be? Definitely not. But with opportunities like these, I think it will help to push more into the market.
My brother always tell me this, say it's not really the country build ball as the club.
Definitely,
right? So
definitely.
You feel like we still don't have the infrastructure. Like when you look on like a big ball now, like Lamine Yamal, right?
Correct.
When like 6, him there boss or Messi or all of these kids, they're in a system. And when you look on even Jamaicans, them you look on a Liam Bailey who went away for a while and come back home. Yeah. Then you look on Whisper same way, who went away and come back home. Right. So it's like you just feel like we just need to have some academies out here where really, like I'm gonna say really like you eat, breathe, sleep football.
Yeah, man. You're
and why we're not there? Is it because the stigma like you have to have something to fall back on, education first, and
you are hitting the nail on the head. I mean, a couple things. I mean, the gaps are there, so you're highlighting the gaps. The truth is, we talk about academies in the construct of what we're trying to improve on. What academies are really extensions of clubs, So when you look at the international, you mentioned Amal.
Yeah, from Barca.
But he's from the Barcelona Academy.
Yeah, when Masia.
La Masia.
Yeah, Masia.
But the point is, it is an extension of the club. So you grow up in the academy, you learn all the philosophy, you get really good, and if you're meeting the standards by which you can play in the senior team, regardless of your age, they're going to draft you in. Now, there are hundreds of kids in that academy. Some of them go to Barca, some of them go all over the place, because that is a football business. That's an entire business. Do we have that kind of setup in Jamaica? I mean, you know the answer to that. It's not as built out as we need it.
Yeah.
So the truth is the clubs need funding. The clubs need investments like any business, startup, medium stage, whichever stage you are. You need capital investments to pump. I just tell you about fields. We have problems with fields.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have an academy without a football field.
Multiple football fields.
Yeah, I was about to go there to say.
Adrian,
I was about to go there to say one football field now serve under 14, under 16, under 19, senior team, women's team, community team, corner league.
Mm-hmm.
That is a problem. It is not being watered.
And then would even Jamaica now, because was it the semi-finals? I think it was the semis or the quarter, whichever one. I don't want to show just to the keep.
Yeah.
You see me? We see Damien Lowe come out already and say the national field already because Chris Brown concert.
Yeah.
So it's just like, where do we
strike that balance?
Yeah, because again, don't get it twisted. These football fields overseas, of course, Beyonce is touring on all of them right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's probably the grass disappeared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
The Burner Boy have some, but again, we're not saying for the pan level, but we need to find a balance though. Because
you're right.
It's still for sports.
No, man, you're actually right. And I mean, you made a point, and I thought about it. It made our jobs really hard because we're a small market, meaning, as much as we're Jamaica, we're still a developing nation. So there are some nuances that you have to deal with. Again, Sabina Park is one of the top-notch venues. However, it is now becoming slowly an entertainment venue rather than a sporting venue.
Slowly?
It
is. I can't tell me last cricket match play Sabina.
But the point I'm making is, they have to eat, they have to turn on the light, they have to pay the bills, and they have to pivot. So when them see certain things and we're not getting a cricket game and nothing now go on sporting centric for the venue, well, how do we make money? Well, turn it in an entertainment zone or whatever it is. That affects sports. Similarly with the National Stadium or anywhere else. Because there's no venue in the country that has the capacity of the National Stadium to host a major concert.
No venue?
None.
Plantation?
No, man. Where you going to put people in for sit down?
Yeah, we for sit down.
What do you mean?
Entertainment-wise?
Yeah.
Start up. Yeah,
no, not all the time. Because again, from a concert perspective, you want to try to give everybody a solid enough experience. So the point I'm making is, there are very few. So even if we stretch it and say plantation, how often can we do plantation?
That's true.
You get me? And plantation is not necessarily centric or central.
Yeah, and it's not the setup, so it's not like it's. But one more say about the stadium though, because I said that I bring this up in one of the episodes then.
Yeah.
From the Buju Banton concert, there was a promise, it's from 2019 March, that the stadium are gonna get a expansion or some new something with the stadium.
Stadium redevelopment.
And no.
It's still there in the pipeline, man. Somewhere along the line.
There's a block.
Yeah.
There's a block in that pipe.
That bigger than my pay grade, but I know say, the ministry, they've been working assiduously, so I'm not by any means,
Because I've seen football really full stadium. I think I see some kind of glad for when me born at the time was analog and digital. I remember when you see like the track. Even the track.
Yeah.
They used to put chairs. Normal chairs just so when reggae boys are playing football.
Yeah, man, because it was really packed. And again, that is coming out of a exuberance and a loyalty to your country. It's not even more so the football, but more so you just love Jamaica. And once you love Jamaica, then you're going to show up. Because we made that 98 period was a catalyst for a lot of things. The first would have gone to a World Cup. Nobody never expected that, etc. So we went on a real high, and then it kind of dipped.
Yeah, I think the dip for the national team.
Yeah.
For me again, man, a baller, but my follow up ball.
Yeah.
Big up to Spanner, my neighbor, cause Spanner used to give me a ticket.
Oh yeah, I said. Yeah,
Mr.
Dennis.
I tell you, man.
Carlton Dennis.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Santos,
Yeah, man.
The dip happened. I'm gonna say 2002 after 2006, because when Jamaica the first football country in ball, you know.
Yeah.
But remember, good, you know, we play a foreign, and I think Andy Williams
man.
missed the penalty. Me could never qualify.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a game where you can watch on YouTube with we versus Uruguay, and we beat Uruguay.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I tell you, bro, and these are local players.
No, for sure.
The only foreign player I can remember back them time there for sure was, I remember Auntie Daphne because of Tyrone Marshall, LA Galaxy.
Yeah, man.
You see me? I mean, I tell you, bro, stadium used to pack jam pack.
Yeah,
you see, remember, you know, you have the last seat and then you have the seat them and the man them sit down and jump the wall. Like that was stadium. So, and don't get me wrong, we have times how full the stadium. I remember on World Cup qualifier, I think we lose 2-1 against Panama. The stadium was jam pack.
Yeah. So,
but we are talking about the league now. How can we get that excitement in the league?
Well, it's gonna take a lot of work. I spoke about culture for make you understand. Say, we, as much as we benefit from being good at sports, we don't have a strong sporting culture. And it might sound contradictory, but it's the truth. So, you ever notice Bolt, for argument's sake, or Bailey, or Damian, or whoever it is, when they're in Jamaica, they're treated as normal people.
I disagree.
No, man.
100%.
They get treated as normal people, man. You know, see nobody are running on them the way that...
glad we are talking about this. Oh my God, no. That's not true.
Really?
100% not true. As I'm on a par with Liam Bailey, that's not true. I don't get treated as a normal Jamaican.
Oh, wow.
No, granted. no. What the reason?
No, that's a normal. Me so talk about relative to which part them there.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But you have a talk about normal to where we there. So remember now, I know who said this? Asafa. I think Asafa they are doing. I must say them treated now. That's a lie.
No, that's man, him get treated.
I doubt Asafa get tickets, even if he does have a traffic violation. Big up to the JC, but I do not get tickets. Not that I'm above the law. No. But Jamaica. So wait, I'm gonna show you. You talk about relative. I'm gonna make a point.
Yeah.
Jamaica protects our celebrities, our icons. Let's look on this now.
Yeah.
In America, if you're a celebrity, the chance of you being robbed, high. Yeah. In Jamaica, you don't want people records here, Liam Bailey. You're crazy.
No.
You no Garrison, no bad man, no one that.
No man. What I mean, all right.
So that's a perk.
Right. No, of course. And I'm not.
You're not protected.
And I'm not saying you're not protected. I'm not, because these are our national treasures.
Yeah.
And they know that. Everybody know that. These are our national treasures. The point I'm making is the stardom like qualities that they have internationally is not transferred locally.
And that's fine.
So you remember the question you asked me, how can we get the Prem to the level where people are going out and watching it week in, week out?
But get that, but I may not agree with that point though.
What may I say to you, who are the star them locally now?
The star?
Yeah, locally. In the Premier League now.
Premier League?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you who me know.
Not because them know you know.
No man, me know them.
Me tell you about you watch your TV.
Tall man from Arnett.
Tall man
from Arnett. Everybody know Tall man from Arnett.
Tall man from
Arnett. You know who me I talk to.
Brother.
You know who me I talk to.
Brother.
When Tall man touch the field, you know a problem.
Tall man from Arnett.
Listen to me, man.
Jaja.
Tall man know himself. Tall man, I'm a baller. Is it tall man forward? Right? Yeah.
I can't Shea Smith I talk about it.
Yeah, I go to tall man.
Shea Smith, of course.
And then you have Alex Marshall.
Correct. Because I'm glory days at the schoolboy level.
Just so you go.
No, but that's so that's what I'm saying to you. So for us to transfer that now into the Prem, we have to build some star from the schoolboy level, and them have to day and transition and ball off your play.
And you know why this too?
You get me and say it's not just, say him used to play for that school and him. You know, no. Cause after a while we forget them thing there, you know. After a while, I say, I want to that bug there. You get me?
And him full of potential.
Beer that.
Alright, to be honest, the biggest star in the Prem to me.
Yeah.
It's Craig Butler. What a star. My God, what
look
a
at
star.
That. If the coach is the star of the league, what I'd say about the league?
Yeah.
If you understand me, I said the coach out there play. You know, go the game for go watch a coach. So the point I'm making is, for us to get this week in, week out, the players them have to deliver week in, week out. We have to package it in such a way that week in, week out, people want to come and watch it.
Yeah.
People want to come and
showdown.
Because it's an experience. It's not, most of the time, it's not a football game you go for watching. Because you hear say a tall man him name.
Tall man.
But you could remember Tyrone Marshall.
Somebody must call him Tall man though.
Yeah, but
that's his name somewhere in the world.
But as I said to you, say, you could remember Tyrone Marshall and Andy Williams
and Nandi Lowe,
and Nandi and Walter and Pepe.
Like,
so the point I'm making is probably
Burton,
from a quality perspective is not that these guys don't have the same kind of qualities, you know. Because when you look at what Warner Brown are doing, when you look at what Busy are doing, when you look at...
my boy named to my number 5, man.
Richard King?
Richard King.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, I agree, 100%. But you know, next thing too, I feel like, see, because people now say the transition of these, because Richard King's supposed to be on a big team.
Correct.
Like, this guy's talented from them time. Then.
Correct.
So, which one of the club them, I think they have a connection with like a farm-based team.
Well, a couple of them have it. And again, we are talking from history all the way through.
From Harborview.
So as I was about to tell you, Harborview transfer a bunch of players out of the country. Probably the most, if you check it on paper. From Bibi to Little Bibi to Andre Blake, you name it. Like ball after baller, Luton, Shelton, this, that, Stew Peas, you name it. Right? What I'm saying to you is that we need now to, one, create these mega stars in our jurisdiction. Because remember, I say our star them, you know. And then secondly, translate that now to international. So, Leon, may I reach out to you? Turn back and grab some youth. Open up some door for some youth. If I even for just say, yo, you know, come look at these guys. You can't kick the ball at the goal for them, you know. But the point is, give them the opportunity to showcase their talent. And that's just one example. Raheem. If Sterling open up the door for some youth, then at least some Division 2 and 3 in England them can go play. You know? So we're not talking about Prem, where week in, week out, we are wake up for go watch. But you have some Division 3s and I can list, you know, a number of it. USA has a number of. Andre Blake is a cult hero in Philadelphia, like statue put up. Never yet, you know what I mean? So the point is he has opened up doors. They are opening up doors. It is for us to now take those opportunities. Yeah. And the players them have to get ready. Because too often the players them go and them not ready and them have to come back. And when you go on already and come back, nobody now look too much upon we again. Because it's like a man say, boy, waste of time that, you know, I can't manage that and Ray. But the talent there, man. Talent is a bone.
For sure.
As I tell you, Warner Brown is a talent. Richard King is a talent. Calvin is a talent.
A.K.A. Tall man. Tall man a baller.
Moby full of talent. Portmore full of talent. All of them have real gems. Waterhouse, like when you check it, it's just for opportunities. And remember, you know, if you do your craft and over a period of time, you know, feel like you get the exposure, it requires a whole heap of discipline for continue doing it, you know. Because then, if you're not getting the kind of growth that you think you're supposed to be getting, you're going to get disillusioned. And after a while, if you don't have the right people around you, you know what I mean?
So, what about the government, though? how the government are, because we mentioned the national stadium.
So what about the government?
And
Jaja, you ask some real tough questions.
Yeah, we'll see all the national stadiums there. And if that's supposed to be the peak, right, in terms of a sports venue, and comparing to probably like a Division 1 college stadium, it's nothing. Right? What do you think the government can do? Because I think what we need to understand with anything going forward, we have to take a loss for a little bit. Because I feel like we're trying to make the money from this when the foundation is not really there. Because, as I say, we produce a baby from them time there. Things supposed to look different just off of the fact that like there are small clubs in Europe who produce a one baller.
Correct.
And that just changed
the entire landscape.
You get me, I say? So we need for...
And
like, so what the government can do?
Let me tell you, the government is trying their best. I still think that we probably can get a little bit more creative in how we do our deal making and structuring. I think there is opportunities for investments. So, a simple example of that could be, Middle East look like, they have a lot of wealth that, it's pretty much on show. Well, let us take a trip over to the Middle East and ask them if they want to come and invest in Jamaica. Do you want to own a club? Do you want to buy
the Dubai and
you understand me? I say,
That's a very good idea.
and the truth of the matter is that might be a small investment for them.
Yeah, it was a big one for us.
But it's a big one for us. We need a couple stadiums. So if we say, come and buy a piece of land and we'll pretty much give you some kind of citizenship. Because you have countries like that who you can purchase a citizenship through,
and Jamaica ever something I give you.
Through investments, right? Invest, and then part of the investment is building out infrastructure, and infrastructure specific to sport. Because we know say sport galvanize people. We know say communities are changed when these things are in place. I mean, an example of that is Arnett Gardens, Tony Spalding Complex. When that was built, probably most people were asking, where I build a stadium in the Garrison for? No, it is one of our better community-based stadiums across the Caribbean I'm talking about. So we can find different ways. I just feel like, there is not that strength in pushing the agenda the way that it needs for push. And then we're poor. It's a country where, road need for fix, hospital need for build, police station need for, set up, schools need for organize. So there are a list of priorities, and this not really depend on the immediate priority. Then, we know say it need for doing it, but we can't put that at the top of the agenda. So, the government can be, facilitatory, but at the same time, I think the private owners, because these clubs are privately owned. If you have your business and you try improve it, you need to go link some private people, ask for some investment. Obviously, you have to give up something. So, equity stake in your club. But again, historically, we don't treat the sport like a business. So, it's still community-centric, and it's still operating like, how it was 20, 30 years ago.
Credit union.
No, man, credit union, a big business. So, you come
no,
talk
I
about.
must say, but...
Don't bother with that.
No, you're not. See, you're not going to try to say. But it's good still. It's good.
I know you try, so I'm just help you. Don't say it.
All right. Now, the halftime show.
Yeah, Ray and Nephew sponsored the halftime show.
Big up to Ray and Nephew, big up to Mr. Bell.
Big up, what I talk about. They have invested a lot in football. So let me start with just how they've done it. I mean, at the national team, at the Premier League, at the lower league, which is the championship. And you see them, all over the place, because they know they're a part of nation building. It's a major brand that represents Jamaica. And they continue to do that through sports, entertainment, culture, etc. So big up Ray and Nephew every time. And there are other sponsors that always there, the VMs, the JNs, the whatever it is. Big them up all the time. For the halftime, what we're trying to do again, as we talk about the business, when you look at the Super Bowl, when you look at the All-Star Weekend, there always is a commercial product that drives the overall event itself. See, while it's football being played, it's still I say, how can you get more people who are not football lovers to come to this event? Because it's an event. And again, the genius, Chris Williams, big him up again.
Steve.
Jaja. No, man. Chris actually thought through it, and then, the wider board literally had the discussions, and we decided, all right, let's create a event outside of the playoffs and call it the Super Finals. And then within the Super Finals, there is an event, which is the halftime performance. Last year we did it. It was off the chain.
Yeah, I was there last year.
Yeah, it was off the chain. I mean, to the point where we got a couple letters to say, yo, we're in breach. Yes, man. Yeah, we are talking about because of the footballing rules.
Okay.
Because the footballing rules now, you know, you had people who were so excited that them run onto the field and them when Nige boy come out and nobody never believes it, Nige would have been here. They're like, what? People from the other side of the stadium jump and, you know what I mean? So we have to be cautious. But the point is, the halftime performance ultimately is trying to make sure that we merge entertainment with sport. Because sports is entertainment.
Yeah.
Most people don't necessarily see it that way. They think it's different, but sports is entertainment. It is them entertaining you on the field. So we are say, as a regular dancehall artist or a producer or whatever it is, how can we involve you? Because most of the ball of them link with the entertainer them, you know, and vice versa. You get me? When you see doing at the game them, it's because him love ball and him used to play ball. It's not because him just randomly want to pull up. It's because it means something to him. So we are say, all right, how can we keep that merger then nice? And then at the end of the day, make it culturally relevant. Because right now the culture is, you have to give me something that is more than what I'm paying for.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to give me something for more. So I pay for football now, but then I come and get more than football. So that's how it kind of makes sense. And this year we I said not nice because again, that was an idea from Chris. He would have thought it through. There was a short list of producers essentially, and you don't know. Not so nice. No.
Is this about just like producers?
No, not necessarily. It really has skewed that way, but it's not really about producers. Next year it could be you.
No. I'm good.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm good, next year it could be you. In podcast. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm watching this guy named, what's his name? Kai Sinat or something like that. What are you talking about?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, so the point I'm making is the work that is being done, we're just honoring it, and we are saying entertainment. Okay. Entertainment spans across multiple areas. And the point is we want to honor you for the work that you're doing while you're alive. Because that's also another thing. We want to say, yo, you do good work or you have done good work, big up yourself. And we use the biggest platform in sports ultimately to show you.
I feel like that though is like it's going to be like a marquee now, whereas if you're a producer and you never get on a Premier League, you get benched. You're not ready.
You get benched.
That's what I said.
Where's a Mac?
Yeah, DJ Mac for sure.
Well, why not? Because I think Mac have a performance in that halftime segment too.
Coming up?
The way I say. So I'm not telling.
Which Mac was that? DJ Mac?
But the point I'm making is, on a real basis, it is more about just the iconic nature of the people, and we are trying to give them the flowers when them deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are out there complaining because they're like, yo, so why don't honor the football people? And I say, yeah, man, we're going to honor them too. It's not mutually exclusive. We still do the same thing, you know. But we are trying to merge one next part of the culture to come over into the sports. Because we already know, say, Skill Cola General. We already know, say, Carl Brown are the man. We already know, say, Walter the G. Everybody know that. So the bigger point is, how do we get other people involved who wouldn't have normally been involved, but still contribute significantly to the growth and the development of the sport?
Make a ton of sense. Yeah, you have to get some of the artists to some of the artists with the kids.
What do you mean?
Like skip on them on.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not telling you.
Of course.
But before we wrap up though.
Yeah, man.
The Friday.
Yeah,
so it's be tomorrow because it's come out
Labor Day.
Tell me why audio should lead to the National Stadium.
Well, if you're not at the National Stadium, then first you're missing out. That's the first thing. Because everybody will go there to the stadium, so you might have, what them say, FOMO, a fear of missing out. But then secondly, it is the pinnacle of local Caribbean entertainment through sport and dancehall. So the point is, you should be there just because you want to support, and by showing up is a form of support. We don't want when Burner and Chris Brown come you only support. No, we want you support the youth them with them.
Or when Messi.
Or when Messi did it. We want you support when we there. Because when we there, you support and a cheer and it make me play better, and then me can get a contract, and then me can change my community, and then everybody is in a better position. So the point is, this is an opportunity to support, and you're supporting clubs, you're supporting players, you're supporting community, you're supporting country. You get me? So this is the best way to do it, and you should just do it because you know it's Labor Day. It's not like you
go to your way.
No, you don't have work. You will be laboring in your community ultimately, or at your yard, or at some project. But we say come to the stadium at 5, 6 o'clock. Make sure if you can come earlier, come, because the first game starts at 4. And that's an important game too.
A third place?
A third place playoff between Arnett and Montego Bay. And the reason for that game and the importance is that the winner goes into what is the Caribbean Shield, which again give you more money. You get me? So the opportunities are becoming greater and greater. So me I say, come out and support the youth them. Just because, all if you don't really know nobody, all if a tall man you gotta call him, come support tall man. You get me I say? And then once you support tall man, then you gotta enjoy the festivities, the ambience, the ray, you know? No pun intended, but the ray I got there. So you get me I say? Remixes, everything is important, and it just speaks to the work. So we say we'll do some work, we'll try to build it back so that people can get excited and be clear about the direction that we're going in, because we have a World Cup coming up, we have some campaigns that we want to get really engaged in, and I just feel like the youth them need all our support, regardless of where you come from and what you think, So from all the way up to all the way down, everybody need to come and support the youth them.
Naturally. Well, Mr. Hill, respect again.
Yes,
that's a perspective.
Yeah, man.
And Labor Day, which is
man.
this Friday, which is tomorrow, because it's come out Thursday. I'll be there, Mr. Hill will be there, Jordan will be there, and you should be there as well. Listen, let's be honest, and we're gone.